especially if you're the youth. Guys, I get it that you didn't want to get involved, but we need you. I grew up here and I got involved because I was one of the first people who actually really brought soccer to Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia the way it is today. Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia is a separate organization which is independent of Bangladesh Association of Georgia. Well, first of all, bhai, I'm jani na tumi jano kina na, but I'll tell you this. I know and I worked with these guys. But forget about me. We have such a big amount of people in the background. They work night and day and night and day and night and day and trying to make this election happen.
লাস্ট কনভারসেশনে যখন আমি রৌফ ভাইয়ের সাথে বাবুল হাসান প্যানেলের রৌফ হাসান ভাইয়ের সাথে কথা বলতেছিলাম, রৌফ হাসান ভাই একটা কথা বলছিল এবং কথাটা আমার খুব ভালো লাগছিল। সেটা হচ্ছে যে ওনার কাছে ঈদ একটা সিচুয়েশন মনে হইতেছে বাংলাদেশ অ্যাসোসিয়েশন অফ জর্জিয়ার যে ইলেকশন হচ্ছে সেটার জন্য। তো ইলেকশনের ক্যাম্পেইন করতে কেমন লাগতেছে?
খুব ভালো, এটা মনে করেন একটা ঈদের মতো লাগতেছে।
তো আজকে ওটারই ধারাবাহিকতায় আমার সাথে রয়েছেন সাদি ভাই। সাদি ভাই অনেক পরিচিত একজন মুখ, জালালাবাদ অ্যাসোসিয়েশনের জয়েন্ট সেক্রেটারি হিসেবে অনেকদিন যাবত কাজ করছে এবং এবার বাংলাদেশ অ্যাসোসিয়েশন অফ জর্জিয়ার বাবুল হাসান প্যানেল থেকে উনি অর্গানাইজার সেক্রেটারি হিসেবে ইলেকশন করছে। সো সাদি ভাই কেমন আছেন?
আমি ভালো আছি, থ্যাংক ইউ ভাই। আসসালামু আলাইকুম, আদাব টু এভরিবডি। বাট তোমাকে থ্যাংক ইউ আমাকে আজকে ইনভাইট করার জন্য। আই রিয়েলি অ্যাপ্রিশিয়েট ভাই।
নো ভাইয়া, থ্যাংক ইউ ফর কামিং ইন। আমার খুবই ভালো লাগছে যে আপনারা আপনাদের এই ব্যস্ত ইলেকশনের সময় থেকে এই ঈদ মৌসুম থেকে আমাকে যে একটু সময় দিয়েছেন এটা অনেক ভালো লাগতেছে। তো সাদি ভাই, আইস্টকের প্ল্যাটফর্মের জন্য এবং আমার জর্জিয়াবাসী দর্শকদের জন্য একটু যদি আপনার সম্পর্কে বলতেন।
Yeah, so my name is Sadi. I have been in Atlanta since 1995. আমার বাবা ছিল এখানে অনেক দিন। ইনফ্যাক্ট রেস্টুরেন্ট ছিল নাম মুঘল স্যালুট ব্যাক ইন দ্য ডেজ। তো উনি এটা করতো, তারপরে ওরা ট্যাক্সি চালাইতো। সো 1995-এ আমি, আমার ভাই এবং আমার মা আমরা মুভ করছি আটলান্টায়। আমি একটু ডিফারেন্ট, সবাই নিউ ইয়র্কে যায় তারপরে অন্য জায়গা থেকে আসে আটলান্টায়, কিন্তু আমরা বাংলাদেশ থেকে ডাইরেক্টলি আটলান্টায় মুভ করছিলাম। সো আমি অন্য কিছু জানি না, রাইট? সো for the 30 years আমরা আটলান্টায় আসি, we have been there for a long time. I have been a part of the Bangladesh community for a long time. I saw my dad, he was a vice president of Bangladesh Association at one time. He was very involved and one of the founders of, one of the co-founders of Jalalabad Association of Georgia at that time too, with a lot of uncles, aunties. He was really a big part of it at that time. So I was very involved, but I did elementary school here, high school here, college here. But then when I got out of college, I got involved in the community, So as of 2015, I started getting involved in the community. We started with Jalalabad Association of Georgia, Jalalabad Association of Georgia. I was a part of Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia. I was part of a Bangladesh Association of Georgia Youth Forum, last Bangladesh Association of Georgia. And then I was also part of the Bangladesh Association of Georgia Election Commission last election as well. So I've been around for a long time.
Long time. I can see that. A very experienced person, right?
I don't know.
So let me ask you this question though. Like, what got you involved in this Bangladeshi community? Because look, you see a lot of Bangladeshis. I had this concern. You have 50,000 give or take Bangladeshi that lives in Georgia. And out of 50,000, there's only 4,000 or 5,000 voters.
Yeah, right.
And on top of that, not a lot of them are actually involved in this community. Why is not that? And what can you do to make them involved?
Well, that's a very good question. এবং তুমি যদি আরো statistics যাও, how many people grew up here and now being a part of the election? That's even a lower people.
That's a very lower number.
Right? I grew up here and I got involved because it was by somebody forced me to do it in the beginning. Somebody put my name in the election, commission. And when I got in there, I started falling in love with it. It was really falling in love with it. How did we fall in love with it? Because, well, I found a group of people that I can really connect with, And these are people like young generation like me and other people like you see, Ashik. Like, there's a lot of people in our group right now, and everybody got involved. And then I got involved in Sports Federation by doing a soccer team. I was one of the first people who actually really brought soccer to Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia the way it is today.
So hold on, so you're part of Team Silet too?
I am part of Team Silet. In fact,
you're my NT.
No, the funny thing,
the AMC. AFC and Team Silet.
So the funny thing is that when we first with the Team Silet, Nadim was a part of Team Silet.
Oh wow!
All right, and I said this story, and this is very important. Because we went with 25 people for the first time, from older people to all the way to 8 years old. We gave everybody a jersey. and we got our asses kicked that day, right? And nobody really cared about soccer that much, but that was like one of the first soccer tournaments. But then we went in there, we like showed off, bro. Like we had jerseys and everything, right? And everybody was like, who are these guys, right? But we got our asses kicked. But what happened is over the years, that team started getting really good. And that team started getting better players and more players. And now, how many years later? 8, 10 years later, I see people that was the original part of the soccer team are now like Nadim, who created his own team now. And you guys have 30 people in your team. That is like, how can you not fall in love with it, bro?
So basically what he's trying to say is Team Silhouette is the team to beat, and AFC has been trying it for the last 2 seasons, and we're going to beat them soon.
And I
promise
believe
you
it.
that. We're going to do it for sure. So Sadi bhai, we're talking about sports right now, which is very important for the youth especially. But before we go to the sports though, I have one question about you in general. Ever since I've known you, and I've seen you for the last few years, and so you're a very energetic person. You bring a lot of energy to the table, and I've seen it with Jalalabad Association or the soccer tournament that Jalalabad actually, and I was part of that organization. I mean, we had the team, but we also had I saw you with a lot of energy. Where'd that come from? Where is that all the energy is coming from?
It's just who I am, man. It's just who I am. But it's only for the things that I believe in. I don't get involved in shit that I don't like. If I love something, I will do this by myself. It doesn't really matter to me because I'm not looking for name. I'm not looking for anything. I just want the outcome to be good. You know, I really want the outcome to be good. And in this very thing, I was a part of the Bangladesh Youth Forum, and there was a lot of these kids, and they asked a question. And even though there were kids that were also motivational speakers like Harvard and University of Massachusetts, and these guys were here, but for me, it was like I was a normal person, but I felt like I can talk with them because I understand them. You know, for me, this is who I is. This is who I am.
So let's talk about sports and Bangladesh Association of Georgia election.
Okay.
So ever since the election started, Shamim Shanto panel was been talking a lot about sports. They're trying to get the youth involved, and you know their sports secretary has been talking a lot about sports. And then there was a rumor saying that apparently the Shamim Shanto panel is trying to demolish the sports federation in general. What's your take on it?
Well, you have to understand how this works, right? So first of all, Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia is a separate organization which is independent of Bangladesh Association of Georgia. These are two different organizations. In order to ensure that there aren't any mixers, originally there's always a conversation, there was an agreement that, look, any sports federation, any sports activities must go through Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia, and they are the responsible, they are the sponsor, they are the person who actually handles that event. It doesn't matter if somebody sponsors it, but it still has to go to the Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia. And it is still the case today. So even if I get elected as Bangladesh Association of Georgia, I cannot come and say, hey, I'm going to do sports, because that is the part I am now stepping into their toes, and which is not fair and which is not ethical in that part.
But did you guys feel that that's what they're trying to do though?
Well, maybe they didn't understand how that works. Maybe they don't understand. And this is the part of how experience comes in play. Okay? I can come, if I'm not experienced, if I don't know how the things should be and what is the ethical thing to do, what are the laws and what are those things that we should say, then I can say things that I may not understand and it may mean things. So I don't think anybody from their panel meant to say anything negative about that, or they meant it in a way that that diminishes Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia. They just didn't know, but I'm telling you that this is how it is, and this is where
knowledge is the case.
Exactly.
But let's talk about the Bangladesh Sports Federation and BAG in general. I mean, me being involved in soccer for a bit and getting to talk to a lot of those youngsters, they do have a concern.
Yes.
Their concern is very simple. You know, Bangladesh Association of Georgia or Bangladesh Sports Federation, they could care less who does it. Right. They just want some events. They want to play. They want to play cricket. They want to play soccer. They want to play badminton.
Right.
Now, Mamoon Uncle, being the president of Bangladesh Sports Federation, he's doing an amazing job. He's a great person. And I've actually never seen somebody that passionate about sports than he does.
Yes.
I can't say that with everything that I know about cricket, right? I'm not saying he's doing a bad job either, but I think he might need some help. So let's say you guys get elected. What is going to be your role, and what are you guys going to do to help the BSFG out?
First of all, I want to say, before I answer the question, I want to tell you that by Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia has improved so much in the last 10 years. You would not know, like you do not see the amount of activities, the amount of people that are involved today is not the same amount of people that were involved in the past. The way these tournaments are being held, the amount of audiences that are coming to watch the game, this was not like this in the past. It has improved so much, and it is credit to Mumbai and others presidents like Sadegmo, right? And all the executive members, by everybody that was doing these things, they were part of Bangladesh Sports Federation, including the team owners, the team managers, the players, the audiences that come to love and play. These guys have been doing it, and we love that. And so it has improved a lot, and don't let anybody take away from it. Not to say that our kids today doesn't have any concerns. Of course, there is a significant amount of more people that are now involved, and we love that. So what we can do? You see, if I get elected, because I was part of Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia, because I was also a part of Jalabad, and then I have a team of my own, Team Silet, I can now also be an advocate for those things. You see, being in Bangladesh Association of Georgia, if I get elected, I can hear the concerns more now from the other people too. Before, it was only me learning about my own. But now, if I get elected, this is where Bangladesh Association of Georgia comes into play. This is where my role as the organizing secretary comes in play. My job isn't to organize a football tournament itself, but my job is to, hey guys, like we have a lot of kids here, to sit down with the organizer over there, Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia, and say, guys, I am hearing a lot of people wanting this. How can we make this happen? That is my job as a Bangladesh. Exactly. I'm the bridge between those things.
The youth and the federation.
Exactly.
All right. That is exactly what people are really willing to know. Now let's talk about some other stuff. Like realistically, sports-wise, having a field for yourself, I don't see that as a realistic matter. Because me being in New York for 7-8 years, played the NYBCL there. They don't own any field there. It's hard to own a field unless you have that amount of money. So I understand that part of it. But like field situation, like can we have some sort of field that is dedicated to us or the youth from Bangladesh community?
Well, that is a hard thing. It comes down to finances, there's a lot of things, right? But I will tell you, it doesn't mean that we can't have any. Before, I don't know if you know, but we used to play in Lucky Shoals. All the tournaments used to be in Lucky Shoals. I was the first one to take it to Silverback. Okay? In fact, we used to play the upper fields over there in the Silverback Stadium, right? But also, did you know that I brought the team from New York to come and play in the thing, and then I was the one that organized the big field of Silverback Field?
I don't know that, but
Musa was there, so I organized the entire event. Okay, and I brought that field, and so it doesn't mean that we cannot have any fields. We can have nice fields. There is a lot of nice fields. So I think a lot of people get confused about the fact that, oh, we have to have our own field. If we cannot do it, if we cannot purchase our own field, which is hard, financially is hard. I think there is a community center that needs first, You can do that, and you can still make it happen. And look, even in the community center, when we do that, if you go to any masjid right now, you'll see a soccer being played, a basketball being court, and a badminton court. So the community center can be a part of that. It can serve as that, but the field shouldn't be the first priority because we have other options right now. We can rent field, whether it's Silverback. There's a professional. I don't know if you played in the Silverback. Bro, it's a great field. Can we buy that field? No. We cannot. So even if we buy a field of our own, I feel like we are downgrading our quality, right? It's easier for us to even rent a field, which is like Silverback, which is a professional stadium. Bro, this is a great opportunity for us.
I think as long as you have a field, it doesn't matter rent or
exactly.
Bought, they will be happy.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about, it's a lot about sports, and I'm glad that we talked about because I got a little bit more insight from you. And Rob Bhai told me a lot about it as well. Even Paula's Bhai from Shamin Shanta panel actually told a lot about it as well. But let's talk about your election and election manifest very real quick. So you're an organizer secretary. Right. What exactly is going to be your job if you get elected?
My job is to really make sure that we organize events that can be innovative, that are effective, but also event itself are better. Yeah. the event has to be better. Like, simple things, man. You don't even know like how people go in line for food. It's a chaos, right? Like sometimes we have to, I think about small details like this. I'll tell you our last picnic we did. Bro, I knew it was a hot day, right? But I had to make sure that I had to go get fans with water mist. And it makes the biggest difference. When we do events, I think about things like tents, because the older people, we go rent like fans, big fans and tents. And we spend a lot of money because we're trying to organize an event that is comfortable for everybody. We brought things like, Sunken Dunkin' or whatever things are. We want to have like, porta potties and stuff like this. Why? Because we know the things like, we go like, we even get bodas in the bathrooms because this is important for us, These are things people don't think about. Event organization or even organizing in any event is not just, it's just not organizing events.
There's a lot more small details goes in.
Exactly. Here's my thing, is that I have been doing it from a very small stage, and then I worked my way up to Jalabad, and then now we've been held so many different events and different things through a team of people, hundreds of thousands of dollars we spend, and we have thousands of people that come, and this is where I come in. But here's my goal is to really engage in events that are engaging the new generation of people. You see, there is
How are you going to do that?
There's a big, starting with me getting elected and me talking to people, right? That's something, they want to see somebody they can trust. Right. I don't know if you know, but there's a big stigma, bad stigma about Bengali events. Bhai, ami Bengali event jabo na. Egula politics kore. Even the...
Is that true? Is this true though?
It is true, very true.
I mean, have you, in recent past, I can name at least 3 to 4 events that got literally stopped by the cops because of some, personal issues and stuff.
And this is a problem that we face, right? When we come in, you see, we are engaging a lot of people. For guys like me, we don't care about position. We don't have a personal vendetta here. We're not even involved in Bangladesh politics here. So for us, a lot of these issues that were there before, I don't deal with those issues. In fact, we're trying to do it, and Babul Hassan panel are a group of people who has that experience that everybody knows how to do things. And look, the thing is about stigma is that bad stigma is you have to be an example. We have to lead by example. I'm not going to be able to change that perception of Bengalis, but this bad perception of Bengalis in 2 years. I cannot, right? What I can do is I could be a positive example to everybody else. I have a lot of professionals friends and a lot of people that are working class and that are very wealthy. Our job is to include everything. So my personal goal is to really engage the community like we have done in the past, whether it was through soccer, whether it was through Bangladesh Sports Federation, whether it was through Jalabad Association, whether it's just me doing it, being the youth forum. My goal is to really engage the youth community. That is a big part of your
job.
Yeah, my manifesto.
So once you get elected, that is going to be your big thing. So what I can expect from you, which is for me is very important. I mean, I grew up in Bangladesh. I came over here when I was 20, and being in New York, I actually got involved in a lot of the Poila Boishakh Mela or anything that 16 December or Bijoy Dibosh or Shadinata Dibosh. or আন্তর্জাতিক মাতৃভাষা দিবস যাই বলেন না কেন বা কনসার্ট থেকে শুরু করে সবকিছুতেই আমি যাইতাম ইনভলভ ছিলাম but the moment I went to Miami I missed all of it because there's Miami community is not that big and even if there is there but it's far away so I couldn't really be in that but Atlanta when I first came in I started doing that I've seen few but not too much
right
so I can say that we will be expecting that from you guys if you get elected
absolutely and different types of events too. Why a lot of people don't come because they don't feel attached to it. So you have to have an event for seniors, where seniors feel welcome. Okay. One for women, a space where women can come and without feeling like being pried on. They talk about real issues, about being a mother. I have real problems, real life problems that I'm a father, right? So I want to create a space for men. Did you know 4 out of 5 suicides are men? No. 4 out of 5 suicides are men. So can you imagine the amount of pressure we take on?
We took a lot of pressure for sure.
Right? and we don't know how to talk about it. We don't know how to do things. So these are things that I want to really work on, and creating a space for them, creating a space for the youth, creating a space for us. These are separate spaces that must be created, and that must be there. It's not one thing that you could do that engages everybody. There has to be multiple spaces that create multiple engage, multiple people, multiple ways.
So Sadi bhai, I mean, those are some great plans. Amazing plan. I mean, getting the youth involved, getting the women's one for women, men's involved, and then the elderly people involved. Those are some great plan. You see, the biggest thing that I think personally, and which a lot of people talked about it, by 2 years, is that good amount of time for you to even accomplish most of the things that you're talking about?
In 2 years for no. But we haven't been doing it for 2 years. We already have the platform. We've been doing this for a long time. Okay? So everything I'm talking about, we have been doing majority of it. We've already started it. Here through Bangladesh Association of Georgia, now I have a bigger platform and a bigger scale and a bigger number of people that I can reach.
So you're saying that whatever you have done, you're going to bring it here.
And make it bigger.
Make it bigger.
Make it better.
So you're not going to need 2 years for...
No, and look, am I going to be able to accomplish everything in 2 years? No, I'm not sure, right?
Possibly not,
But
you will start something.
But I will still continue. Even after the 2 years, you'll still see me in the field.
Okay.
You'll still be seeing them talking to people.
I think that is more important, isn't it? Like, because, you know, a lot of those people, they come in and during the election. I mean, I've met and actually spoken to more people than in 5 years being here than in the last 2 months.
Right.
Everybody wants to talk to me and tell me about the election and everything, but then I'm very sure after election I'm never going to see them, and that is the biggest thing. So I know Rauf Hassan Bhai told me about some of the plan that you guys will have some sort of office around Beaufort Highway, Dropbox idea, so this is some great idea. But let's talk about the student that comes in to the city, brand new student from Bangladesh, they don't know anything about it, and we already know. আমি এইটুক বাংলাতে বলবো, because আপনার যে বাঙালি স্টুডেন্টগুলো আসে আপনারা ওরা কাজ করতে পারবে না, ওদের কাজ করার কোনো ওয়ে নাই, and then থাকারও বিষয় নিয়ে অনেক প্রবলেম হয়ে থাকে. So how are you gonna address that kind of situation?
Well, first of all, bhai, I'm জানি না তুমি জানো কিনা না, but I'll tell you this. I know, and I worked with these guys.
Okay.
I know those guys very personally. See, part of solving the problem is understanding the problem in the first place. Okay? So when I talk to them, you know what they told me, what the problems, what they run into?
What is the problem?
The first problem they run into is they come in and they don't have where to go.
Right.
They do not have a place to live.
Right.
So you know what they do? They get Airbnb.
Airbnb, wow.
For how long, you think?
I mean, for a month?
Month, 2 months, 3 months. Can you imagine living in Airbnb for up to 3-4 months? So expensive.
It's very expensive.
And you just came from Bangladesh.
Yeah. So all the money that you're bringing in, you're basically...
You're just doing this.
Yeah.
On top of that, you just pay for tuition. And guess what? A semester is not that long.
Yeah. And then the next semester...
The next semester happens.
Yeah.
So now they have to pay tuition.
Yeah.
Right? That's the real problem. They don't even know where to go.
Yeah.
They don't even... It's not about just Bengali students. This is the case with any new immigrants, any Bengali immigrants, whether they're a family, whether they're individual, whether they're a student, they all face the same issue.
So what's the solution for that?
The solution is to really understand their problems first, which I explained. Second is to create a bridge for them. So Bangladesh Association of Georgia is not going to give them a housing. What we can do and what we should do is bring in a platform through our website, through our community center, through our Dropbox, through a phone call, through networking events. We have to have a place, a space for new immigrants. So new immigrants should be able to go and see that there is an event and there is a place where I can find, where I can sleep for, or I can rent a place. Okay, rent a bed or rent a room or rent a house, anything, so we can make sure that they can do this. Now, if we can do this through the embassy even, and introduce these things, and even understand, maybe even work with the universities that they're coming to, so we know where they're going to go. They're going to go to Georgia State, we're going to go to Georgia Tech, you know, Mercer, Georgia Permanent College, you know. So what we can do is we can now take those resources and we can make sure that any students that are coming from those universities apply to them, so we go to the Bangladesh Association, right? Through the Bangladesh Association of Georgia, any Bengali students through the university, they could pass it on to their incoming students.
Okay.
So before they even come, they can now know where to go look for help.
You need water?
No, it's okay. So they know where to go get help, right?
Okay.
This is where we need to do as Bangladesh. See, Bangladesh Association of Georgia's job is to be the bridge. But here's the thing, right? If we can get them a job, right? If they or some money, I said this is a issue of not just student organizations. This is a thing of every new immigrant to America.
Right.
But you work in the restaurant industry. You see the Bengali community. You have a lot of people that have been a part of the teams, right? They just came. What do? They come and they just work a odd job.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, that's how you start, right?
That's how you start. But what if we could then take that job, teach them English? Through the same community center, Bangladesh Association job, Georgia's job is to create an English course every week that they could do.
Okay.
It's a Bangla school that they could do. For Bengali students like my
So
kids.
you guys already planned that?
Yes, we planned this. So, and then what we can do is my goal is to actually then take that to the next level. My goal is, you see, I did a program where I got ICT involved, International Technical College of Chambly here. I got them involved, and I wanted to now, if we can hold scholarships to get people that are coming in, these new immigrants, and if we can get them to train a vocational training.
Okay.
Whether it's mechanical, whether it's medical assistance, whether it's technical IT, whether it's AC, whatever it is, HVAC. These are real skills that we could teach through the scholarship, through the bridge, the Bangladesh Association, and Bangladesh Association can host and be the bridge, and then they can coordinate all this. And now those people become better, they become educated, and they become skilled. And guess what? They come back and they give it back to us.
And you can get better job in that.
You
way.
can get a better job, and then if we need something, we call them.
Okay.
You know?
That's a great plan.
This is so doable.
So now let's talk about. I mean, I got your manifest, and I think we have a little bit more conversation about the sports. But I think we're gonna go into some controversial stuff. Okay. So here's my first question. If I'm listening to both the panel right now, right, Shamim Shanto panel and Babul Hassan panel, both sounded like very similar at this point with the
Yes,
ideas.
yes.
Very similar.
Yes.
Why should I vote for Babul Hassan panel, not Shamim Shanto panel?
The difference is that they're telling you what they will do. I'm telling you that we've already done this. We're going to do it on a bigger level now.
Okay. So you already done it. You're just gonna.
We have experience, buddy. We have experience. Like I said, when you come do this, you know the laws. We know the people. We know how it is. I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm just saying that I've made mistakes and I learned from those mistakes.
Okay.
Right? And we want to continue doing those. We're going to continue to develop those. We have a deeper reach, buddy.
Okay.
Okay, we have a deeper reach because we have been involved. We know the problems. Like, how can you solve the university problems if you never worked with them?
Okay.
If you don't even know them, if you just started getting involved in the community, how do you know the community problems?
Okay.
Right? For me, I know the
So
real problems.
that's where you are better.
Exactly. Well, that's why I think you should vote for us.
Vote for you guys then.
Right.
Okay, all right. Now, one more thing. Like, look, the campaign style, right? If we go back to Bangladesh campaign, I mean, look, I come from a political family.
Okay.
My whole family has been involved in politics since 1971.
Wow.
So my older uncle actually a freedom fighter.
Right?
And he was the first VP of Tezgah Polytechnical College
Oh, wow.
in Bangladesh. He actually got slapped by Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
Wow.
Because he did something and Bangabandhu came in and slapped him.
Oh, wow.
There's a whole story.
But he was involved.
He was
no,
close.
close.
They're still involved.
Right, okay.
I mean, up until last year, they were still involved. One of my uncles has been actually a chairman of sub-district for 2 term, 10,
Oh, wow.
12 years. So we come from a full political background, and we've seen election.
Yes.
And every time election comes in, first it started becoming a little friendly and thing. The closer it gets to the election, then it started becoming a little bit nastier.
Yeah.
And the reason that I word the nasty word, it is certain things that I've seen. I felt like that it could have been done differently.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the whole global mall incident.
Okay.
The 2 kids or 3 kids went in and take one of your flyers away. That became a big online issue.
Yeah.
Do you think that we could have dealt with it differently? The way we have dealt with it, was that right way, or we could have done it differently?
Well, let me tell you, before I answer that question, I want to tell you why. But do you know how hard a group of people has been working towards this election?
Yeah, very hard. I've seen personally.
Forget about me. We have such a big amount of people in the background. They worked night and day and night and day and night and day and trying to make this election happen. Trying to work it so hard for our panel. And vice versa, obviously. So when somebody comes and does something to you, how does that feel?
They definitely feel bad.
You feel bad. They took it personal.
Okay.
They took it so personal because it was like kicking their face.
Yeah.
Like,
but
bro, when
but
you
is
do-
it true though? Because what I heard is the moment these things comes out, the parents of those kids personally apologize to you guys or your panel, and then there was a talk that those videos gonna come off, but then they continue being in there. I haven't seen that in the last few days, but is that a true statement though?
Well, look, I know Monibai and the kids. I know them, and they are good kids, right?
Yeah.
But they made a mistake.
Kids make mistakes.
Kids make mistakes, bro. I made a lot.
I
of
mean,
mistakes.
the reason that I brought my political background, and I can tell you for a fact, like, I
Yeah.
remember when my uncle was, one of the election that he was running, I don't remember how old I was, but I literally went in, I took about 100 of those posters from my opponent, and I tore them apart. I get scolded for that.
But did they
I
tell you
did
to do it? They
No,
didn't.
I just did it on my own. I'm
Same
like,
thing with these kids.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm saying. So, do you think that it was the whole thing? I mean, I get it, it's personal, but
Yeah.
Can we do it
They got
differently?
hurt. Is that hurt because there's a lot of people? But do I think it needs to continue and it needs to be done? No, of course
It's
not.
done
I,
deal,
I
right?
don't think. Like I told you, like in your situation, I just asked you, did your parents tell you to do this? No, they didn't.
They
tell
didn't
you
even
to.
know that I did it.
These kids, their parents, they didn't say go do that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And they just got caught.
I mean, this election, and that's a good thing. For me, the way
Right.
I see it, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be a competitive election.
Yes.
Because the last one I saw, it was really not that bad.
But
this one is very
very,
competitive.
very competitive.
And I love that about our community, that you know what, there's two panel coming in, they're at each other's throat right now because they want to get things done.
I
love
wish it was only for this election though.
No, I get
Right,
it.
right. My goal is my question is if our panel wins, my question to the other panel is, hey, can you stay just as much as involved like you are now?
That is a question that I would love to ask them as well. I would
Right.
definitely love to talk to them and see what
Because
they
they
have to
haven't been doing it. Like, you see what I'm saying? They haven't done it. So I talked to one of the guys, and they were like, "Man, I haven't done this, and you will never see me out in the streets like this. You know, you never see me outside passing fires until this late. I'm so tired." Well, what happens after the election? Are you still going to be this tired? Are you
Are
still
you
going
guys
to
gonna be even if you guys, let's say you lose this election, are you guys gonna be still?
Did you
involved?
see me outside before?
Of course I did.
Okay.
So you're gonna be there, right? Okay.
You
So
have
that-
to, like we've been doing it. You always see me.
we're gonna see you regardless.
Regardless,
Okay.
mate.
Now the other question that stays is, I get it. I mean, both the panel kind of have the same view, and there's things happening. But then all of a sudden, I saw this whole Facebook post about Shamim Bhai and this sexual harassment case. I mean, do you think that is also, like, I get it. In politics, even in American politics, that happen all the time.
Yep.
But is that big of a deal?
Well, first of all, that was not our agenda.
Yeah.
This is not something we want to go out there. We don't want to do negative press or negative anything. That's not us, right? If somebody's doing it, I would ask them to stop. Okay, this is not good faith,
No, it's not.
right? We should focus on what we can do. You see, there's two wolves. One is so angry and hateful. The other one is energized and aggressive, but yet he's motivated.
Controlled.
Which wolf wins the race? Do you know?
I would say the one that is energetic but also still
The
passionate.
one you feed.
Okay.
The one that gets fed more is the one that wins.
Okay.
Okay? So if I have two wolves, and which one am I going to feed more? Am I going to feed them hate? Am I going to the ones that's so hateful? Do I feed that one, or do I feed the ones that's motivated and determined?
Okay.
I feed the one that's determined.
Determined, yeah.
Whichever wolf you give the more food to, that's the one that's going to win.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm not up for negative, like something like this. And look, American justice system is innocent until proven guilty.
Proven guilty.
The problem is I don't even know Shamim Bhai until this election, right? He wasn't involved in this community. I didn't even know his face until I saw him, right? Shanto, I know him for a long time, but a lot of the other people, I haven't seen them around. Maybe they were doing things that are in a smaller event, but I don't know them, bro. But actually, let me ask you, how many when I asked you, did you see me before? Did you see me a little bit? Did you see me come just to the event, or did you see me involved, or did you see me organize and say hi to people? Like, how did you see me? You tell me, honest.
I've seen you, honestly, I've seen you pretty much every event that I was gone. It could be anything. Even like Ahmad Mahmoud's football tournament or the Jalalabad soccer tournament or whatever the case it is. Every time there's an event, I've always seen you.
How?
Even Tassan's concert, I've seen you there.
Exactly.
I think I had a conversation there with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So like I've seen you in so many places.
And that's the thing, but we've been involved, and we have been involved in so many things, and we're gonna be continuing to involve. So I'm not for negative press, and look, I say, you know, that's not us. So I would say continue to focus on our positive. The last few days, I want to engage as many as people like you, bro. We talk about real issues, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. That's what I would say.
I mean, I think that's where the vote comes from, right?
Yeah,
not
I would
who's
say
a
so.
sexual harassment case or the videos from Global Mall really doesn't make an impact.
It doesn't really matter.
What it really matters.
It's unfortunate
is,
that it
it's
happened.
unfortunate it happens. And look, I mean, kids make mistakes, and I think in the world it is all about, you know, owning up to your mistake and then basically move forward. I think it's the
Absolutely.
way. And the reason that I asked you that question, you know, I would say that with the experience, you guys are the bigger person in any way. You know what I mean? So I would expect from you guys to move forward without any kind of issues. That is the reason that I asked you that question.
I appreciate that.
Because I've seen you guys, you know, personally more
Right.
and more. So, Sadi bhai, it was an amazing conversation, bhai. Thank you so
bhai.
much for coming in.
I really
And I'm
appreciate
gonna
it.
actually leave you the floor for a bit so
Okay.
that you can talk about it, but I'm gonna finish up real quick, okay? So, again, I mean, I think this is an amazing conversation. Anybody that is watching, especially the Georgia voters, this is your time. You have heard them, and you're gonna hear from the other panel as well. Make your vote count. Go vote for this election. Choose your representative. Actually can do some good work for you, for the Bangladesh community, because as us as a Bangladeshi, we need to stick together so that we can actually achieve more than anybody else in the world, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us. Sadebhai, thank you very much,
Thank you
and
so
it was a
much.
pleasure meeting you, okay?
Thank you, bhai. Assalamu alaikum and adab to everybody. My name is Sadi. I am running for organizing secretary for Bangladesh election, Bangladesh Association of Georgia election in 2026 to 2028 here in November 30th. I want to come to you really quickly, and I want to kind of tell you a few things. I really want you to understand who I am and what we have done. I just want to let you know a few things. First thing first, is that I have been involved in the community here since 2015. Prior to that, I have been part of this community here in Atlanta, Georgia since 1995. My dad was a vice president of Georgia, vice president of Bangladesh Association of Georgia. My dad was a part of Bangladesh Jalalabad Association of Georgia. I have been a part of Jalalabad Association of Georgia. I have been a part of Bangladesh Sports Federation of Georgia, Bangladesh Association of Georgia Youth Forum, Bangladesh Association of Georgia Election Commission, last election as well. So my goal is to really take everything that I've learned over the last 10 years and from my dad, following his footsteps, to really making an impact in our Bangladesh Association community, Bangladesh community here in state of Georgia and abroad, everywhere else. This isn't about just Bangladesh Association of Georgia. This is about being a community and being developing a community that is representative all over the world. It doesn't matter where you're going to go in part of the world. You're going to be seeing Bengalis all over the world. And as Bangladeshis, we should be proud of Bangladesh. And we're proud of our ethnicity and our background. We should be proud of that. And you should be able to go anywhere in the world, and you should not be ashamed of being a Bangladeshi. You should be a proud member of Bangladesh. And that is a part of Bangladesh Association of Georgia. I just want to let you know that I really encourage everybody to really come in and engage themselves, especially if you're the youth. Guys, I get it that you didn't want to get involved, but we need you. We need you to come and we need you to get involved. And I hope that you can come in and take part of that. The other thing is, I do want to talk about, another thing I want to talk about really quickly is our electronic voting. So there is this press that got out saying that we're not for the electronic voting, which is false, okay? We are actually for systems and systems that are easier, that makes it really easy for everybody. The problem we have with this current electronic voting system that was considered was the fact that it was not a system that has been actually developed by somebody else, or it wasn't an already working system. This system still is in its beta phase. This system has not been tested. It has not an audibility system. There were bugs that we were able to find And this is why we said that, hey, we do not want to go with the electronic voting. And we're actually working with the Election Commission to make sure that our paper ballot is still simple, but we felt that the paper ballot was the most authentic, and the electronic voting system could not be trusted to ensure that even these 5,000 votes, 4,000 something voters are going to come and vote, and it's going to be auditable and system that we can place. So this is why we did not go with the electronic voting system. I just want to kind of put it out there. November 30th, I really want you to come out. I want you to come out and vote and come out and cast your vote to us. Babul Hassan panel, I'm the Sadi from Organizing Secretary, and I hope to see you out there and everywhere else as well, after the election and before the election and during the election too.